These past 3 seasons have seen Manchester United reach the Champions League final. This season could prove to be the most toughest, as we are set to take on one of our biggest rivals in Manchester City. And the task at hand doesn't get any easier for us, as we are going to be without our #1 goalkeeper, David De Gea, who's out with a hip injury for 2 months. So not only will he miss this final against City, but he'll probably be out for pre-season and the start to the new season as well. Plus, Luke Shaw, another key player, out injured for United with a sports hernia, 3 to 4 weeks. Not as bad as De Gea's injury, but again, he'll still miss the Champions League final. So a big challenge awaits us at the San Siro. Man City, though, looking at their team news, they are going to be without Nathaniel Klein, Escalante, who's got a sprained ankle. They don't have Kingsley Coman or Gabriel Jesus, who are unavailable for selection. I don't think they registered them for the Champions League this season for some reason. That was all Van Gaal's doing. But on the positive side, you know, heading into this game, we do have history in the competition, and seeing that we are the holders of it, we do head into this game as favourites to win. Just quickly, now that the domestic seasons are over, let's see who won Ligue 1. So it looks like it was PSG. Yeah, they won by 10 points. Monaco coming in second, Montpellier in third, Saint Etienne in fourth. So they're all in Europe for next season. Lorient managed to save themselves as well in the playoffs. Let's have a look in Germany. Who won the Bundesliga? Bayern, of course. Who came second? So Dortmund is quite a close one as well. Bayern winning the Bundesliga by 4 points. A decent season for Dortmund. Decent showing in front of goal, as Aubameyang got 18 goals. Thomas Müller with 18 goals also. Decent showing from them. In Serie A, it was Inter Milan that won the trophy by a point. Look how close it was at the top there. Juventus coming in third, 4 points behind Inter, only 3 points behind Milan, and they will be in the Champions League next season. Let's keep it rolling. Who won La Liga? It was Barcelona by 2 points, so another close finish there for another league. Real Madrid in second, Atletico Madrid in third, and Sevilla coming in fourth, so they will all be in the Champions League next season. And speaking of the Champions League, we're up next then against Man City. The last time we played them, we lost 2-0 at the Etihad. But previous to that, back at Old Trafford, we beat them 3-0. That was when Louis van Gaal was in charge. And then he got sacked somewhere around about, well, it was just before that game, actually, against City when we lost 2-0. It was Wenger that took over. If I can just show you the managers. So you can see Van Gaal, Simon Davis took over as caretaker for 15 days. And then in comes Arsene Wenger. And just look at the stats here. So Pep Guardiola only won 51% of his games. Compare that to Louis van Gaal. He was in charge for more games than Pep, but slightly better. But look at Wenger. 20 games in charge, 62% won. He's at the age of 71. He's still doing the business, isn't he, as a manager? He left Arsenal in 2018 for the French international manager's role, and then he came back to the Premier League to take charge of City, and since then he's only really brought in one player. That's all he's had to really do, and that was Kingsley Coman. I mean, look at this side that they've got. Griezmann, Embolo, Tielemans, Sanchez. Whereas you look at our side, we're just plagued with injuries at the moment. David De Gea, Luke Shaw. I'm going to have to bring in Ramiro for this Champions League game. A couple of seasons ago I would have been happy with that, but not this season. So moment of truth then, it is Man City against United for the Champions League final. Just look at this team that Arsene Wenger has put out. They want to win their first ever Champions League trophy. They have the perfect opportunity to do it. Joe Hart starts in goal. Jonathan Tah, Otamendi, Lucas and Grimaldo at the back. Tielemans and Sanchez in central midfield, very strong. Guedes, De Bruyne, Griezmann and Embolo going forwards in this 4-2-3-1 formation. They've got Sané, Tierney, Gore, Aguero on the bench, Gnabry. Oh my word, how are we going to overcome this team as we are without some regulars? Ramiro comes in to replace the injured David De Gea. A bit hesitant towards that one, but he has to start. I've got Smalling and Tuanzebe at the back. Tuanzebe looking more fresh than Eric Bailly, who is on the bench. I've gone with Daley Blind at left back. I was a bit hesitant towards this. I mean, he's going to have to be going up against Guedes and Tar. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up, but we do have experience in Pogba, Hazard and Lukaku, and Lindelof also start. Lewandowski on the bench. Herrera just about made it back for this final. Valencia on his final ever game for United, and Eric Bailly does start also on the bench. So a few good options to choose from. Well, it's City that kick off this season's Champions League final. How are we going to get on? Can we win? Can we win it for a second season in a row? That would be absolutely phenomenal. I say that because of we have such a mountain to climb over. With the amount of injuries that we've had to some key players. When you look at City's side, they're fully fit, up to full strength as well. In Hazard now to Rashford, feeds that through for Lukaku, hits it over. It's been a bright start to the game for United. De Bruyne with the corner for City, swings it in for Renato Sanchez. Side for Guedes, Tielemans, Mbolo. It's gone over, nothing to worry about just yet. I'm just hoping that Sergio Romero can put in the type of performances that he did for us last season in the Champions League. If you remember that, he kept a clean sheet in all of the... Rashford now. That's going to be a corner for United. He kept a clean sheet in all of the group stage games. I think he kept a clean sheet all the way up to the semi-finals as well last season. Let's hope he can keep one here today. So for Otamendi. Oh, wow. An absolute scramble in the box, and it's Tuanzebe in the end that got the boot to it. It is another corner for City. It is De Bruyne that takes it again and finds Lukaku this time. That's a poor ball to Rashford, but Hazard's on the end of it. What can he do with it? Oh, he has it lost to Tielemans. So City with 4 shots, 2 on target. We've only had 2, and it's not really looking too good for us at the moment. But I'm hoping that we're slowly growing into the game. Here is Ferguson now. He knows what it means, this fixture. Manchester derby, and with the Champions League final at stake. Lukaku through for Rashford. Hits it again. He's not having much luck in front of goal. Keeps getting deflections. I mean, he did have the option of Hazard. Blind's going to take the corner. It's good delivery. Looking for that near post. Pogba back out to Blind. Blind is out of position now. And it's going to be another corner. I wanted to see what Blind can offer taking corners than just Hazard all the time, because Hazard hasn't been the best at it this season. Here is Hazard now. It's Pogba. Back to Lindelof. Needs to be careful. Man on. Tuanzebe. They're all over us. And that is a foul from Tielemans. It's going to be a free kick. And that's the end of that highlight. As soon as we've got the ball, they're right on top of us, City. Their energy is just brilliant today. Oh, Blind came out on top with that. I thought he'd lost it. He has lost it now to Sanchez. Sanchez, look at the space for Tielemans. We need to shut down that space for Tielemans to operate in. Sanchez again. They've got us back and forth here. Guedes strikes it, and it's gone out for a goal kick, thank God. Andrew Ferguson to Hazard. So Pogba patiently building up the play here for United. A good move here to Blind. And Blind just gets absolutely beasted there from Jonathan Tart. Blind is struggling down that left side. And I expected that. He has this season when he's been playing in that position as wing back. You know, he's getting on now. His pace, well, it's never been the best, but it was certainly a lot better just a couple of seasons ago when in that wing back position or as full back. But it just highlights the fact that we desperately needed Luke Shaw to start this game. It's just so unfortunate that he's out injured. Here is Grimaldo with a free kick looking for Tielemans. It's out for Guedes. They're just all over us at the moment, City. And they've got another corner right before the break. We can make do without them getting a goal. Getting their nose in front at half time. Headed away by Lukaku. Hazard's going to chase that down. Finds Rashford. Can we maybe get our nose in front before half time? No. Here we go then for the final 45 minutes of this Champions League final between Manchester City and Manchester United. Can we win it for the second season in a row? Can we level Liverpool's European record of 5 Champions League trophies? Hazard's absolutely destroying their defence. A bit more of that, and we might find ourselves in front before City. Tuanzebe to Lukaku. It's on for Hazard. Oh no, it's Sanchez that just gets in front of him, using that strength. Griezmann now. De Bruyne. It's a good searching ball for Mbolo, and doesn't find him in the end. Just got to make sure that we're not the ones that are on the back foot all the time, like we were in the first half. City, it's in for Mbolo, and it's 1-0. Ramiro wasn't going to save that. It is 1-0 to City. We are trailing. It's not good. Look at this. Grimaldo. Lindelof just couldn't close that space. Mbolo brings it down. Tuanzebe went in with the challenge, and Ramiro, I mean, at the age of 34, the experience he has, shouldn't be getting beaten from that angle. It's not good, and this is what I feared now. Sanchez, we're just not good going forwards. Not today. I thought switching it to counter at half-time would see us recycling the ball a lot quicker, getting up the pitch into that final third a lot quicker. But, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to... I know we're only... Oh, Mbolo's in again. Too easy. We've absolutely collapsed here. 2-0. We can't allow City to win their first ever Champions League trophy against United as well. Jonathan Tah with the cross into the box. It's Daley Blind again, and it's Mbolo with his second of the game. Wenger has done such a good job since arriving at Man City. He's made them into the side that they should have been under Pep and Louis van Gaal. And they almost made it 3 there. Hazard, look at this. We're so static. We're just standing there, waiting for the ball to come to our feet. I'm taking off Ferguson. Let's bring on Herrera. Here is Mbolo. Finds Guedes. Oh, he's hit it over. Thank God for that. But it's still 2-0 to City. There's still no sign of us getting back in this game. Let's bring on Lewandowski for Rashford. You know, after such a blistering campaign in the Premier League for United, we've been so... And also the Champions League, we've been so poor in this final. Hazard, what are you doing? You had options to your left. Not long to go now. 9-10 minutes or so. We do seem to have gone up a gear. But, oh, Hazard, why are you striking the ball from there? As I said, though, you know, we seem to have improved slightly. But it's too late. Sanchez on a yellow card. Look at the amount of yellows we've picked up. Absolutely disgraceful performance in a Champions League final as well. We've not been good enough here today. By the advice there. De Bruyne probably going to get a yellow. Is he? Yep. De Bruyne on a yellow. They don't care. They're just wasting time now. Hazard, can he convert this? No, he can't. Straight at the wall. Herrera's going to come out and collect. Where are you going, Herrera? Just turn round. There you go. Pass the ball. Tuanzebe to Dyer. Hazard. First time touches. Lukaku loses the ball. They're all over us. They've been too good. Too superior for us, City. And it does pay me to say that. They've won it. We couldn't even score against City. It's the Arsene Wenger effect. It was difficult playing Arsenal on this save in the first season, if you remember, when Wenger was in charge. And it's been difficult playing against City since he's arrived. He's just one of those managers that has that touch. Here is Sanchez to Aguero. To Tuanzebe. See, we're knocking the ball around nicely in central midfield, but we're not doing it where it matters, in that final third. Griezmann, just blow the whistle, ref. Come on, there we go. Full time. City 2, United 0 in the Champions League final. I can't. We've just handed City their first ever Champions League trophy. We've just missed the chance to equal Liverpool's record in Europe. It's not good. We've got some bonus payouts there. So City were the biggest overachievers, obviously going all the way and winning it. I'm not happy. We've made the final 3 seasons in a row and we've only won it once. PSG were a lot difficult couple of seasons ago, but I'm going to send my assistant to do that press conference. I can't be bothered. I'm so... Well, Faria, troubled by rival defeat. I'm just feel so deflated. And I do think if we had De Gea available, if we had Luke Shaw, there would have been a lot more energy, a lot more zip about our play in that final. But nah, City were definitely the better team. Let's have a look at the end of season awards. So, player of the season, Paul Pogba, wins by 50%. Goal of the season, Andrew Ferguson's finish against Leeds, which you can see a couple of episodes ago. Wasn't that long ago, actually. Signing of the season, Eden Hazard, who joined from Chelsea for 90 million. Here is the season review. So we've only won the Premier League this season, which, yeah, I'm not disappointed about that. Very happy with our performance in the Premier League this season. But to think that we were in the run for the Champions League, I mean, we got the Community Shield as well, but it's not been a good season. Not by Man United standards. Let's do the end of season team meeting. See what we can say here. Season is finished. Now it's time to focus on what we can achieve going forward. I think we can qualify for the Champions League. I want to retain the Premier League title. But if I do decide to do one more season with United before FM18 is released, I want to win that Champions League trophy. I want to equal Liverpool's record in Europe. I want to knock them off their perch. The board aren't too happy, of course, about the sale of Martial, but there was nothing I could do. He wanted to go to PSG. Look where that got him. He won the Champions League with us last season, and PSG, who he joined, I mean, he's extremely interested in joining that club. Maybe I can bring him back to Old Trafford after he spent a season at PSG. I mean, I've got a budget of something like 162. Maybe I'll just blow all that on bringing Martial back. I mean, God knows we need him. We need him, definitely. Let's see how well our new signings got on then this season. So up first, Eric Dyer he's been absolutely fantastic for us. Made 32 appearances in the league. Only scored 1 goal. I'm not too bothered about that because in the role that he plays, you don't expect him to be scoring goals. He's come in, he's got the job done, he's kept his head down. I mean, you look at his seasonal stats. Overall, 2,946 passes, succeeded with 90% of that. He succeeded with 80% of tackles made. That was in all competitions, whereas in the Premier League, 79%. He's been fantastic. He's really knuckled down. First season as well at United. Can't argue with that. Eden Hazard, another player that's fitted right in here at Old Trafford. 27 appearances in the league, 7 goals. I mean, he's at the age of 39. We might be able to get 1-2 more good seasons out of him. We'll see how it goes. I mean, he's still a world-class player. And again, the system that I've been playing has been tremendous. And Romelu Lukaku had his best season in the Premier League under United. I mean, 34 appearances, 19 goals. That's slightly one more than the best season he had at Everton. So I'm not complaining. And he did it in less games as well. Who else shall we look at? Rico Henry, who I signed in January. Hardly seen any game time, but it's a process with him. Best average rating then is, of course, Paul Pogba, who won the player of the season at the Man United end of season awards. He's kept himself fit this season and he's been nothing but phenomenal for United. The summer is fast approaching, so is the transfer window, and I have 162 million to splash out if need be. I do have a few names in mind. I'm not going to go too overboard though, as I do want to continue working with what I have. I mean, we have a good, solid Premier League side here, as you saw, but I want to bring in maybe one more quality signing just to make sure that we can equal Liverpool's record in Europe. So there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. I've put the disappointment of that loss against City in the Champions League final behind me. We move on. We've already got 2 games ready for pre-season. What does next season have in store for us though? Let me know what you think. Should I do one more season with United, or maybe move on to another team and do 1 season with that team before FM18 is released? Let me know what you think in the comments below. But for now, that's it. Thanks for watching.